Top 10 events that could have ended the world. From day to day, most of us live in blissful ignorance about the dangers surrounding us. We get up, go to work, come home, spend time with family and friends, and repeat it all over again. Rarely do we think the world could end at any moment. Of course, thankfully, the apocalypse hasn't happened yet. However, in the past, the world has come incredibly close to ending, or at least significantly changing. In this video, I will tell you the top 10 events that could have ended the world. The video is going to be amazing, so make sure you stick to the end. Number 10. Chernobyl, 1986. Who knows what would have occurred if it hadn't been for the response team's rapid thought and remarkable heroism. On April 26, 1986, a reactor of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant exploded, releasing lethal levels of radiation into the atmosphere. The USSR and Eastern Europe were affected by severe radioactive fallout, rendering the local vicinity uninhabitable. Nearby cities were entirely evacuated, and a massive cleanup effort involving over 500,000 people and the equivalent of $68 billion was immediately initiated. The reactor is currently contained within the Chernobyl New Safe Confinement, and cleanup works are ongoing. This was the workplace accident that would have put an end to all workplace accidents. Number 9. Igniting the atmosphere, 1945. Everyone was eager to put an end to World War II, which led to the Manhattan Project and the development of the atomic bomb. There were some issues with this. For one thing, some calculations predicted a terrifying reality. The bomb could physically ignite the atmosphere and destroy life on Earth via a process known as runaway fusion. Retests and additional research revealed that this was most likely impossible, but the threat persisted. And the worst part is, only the scientists were aware of this potentially catastrophic event. They and the military personnel conducted the experiments knowing that their bomb, no matter how little, had the potential to destroy the planet. Number 8. 4581 Asclepius, 1989. It turns out that the 1980s wanted to exterminate us all. On March 31st, 1989, astronomers Henry Holt and Norman Thomas discovered 4581 Asclepius, an asteroid. They also learned that the asteroid had come dangerously close to hitting humanity. Asclepius had passed within 425,000 miles of Earth just over a week before. Unfortunately, identifying approaching asteroids is extremely difficult, and this one eluded detection systems in the late 1980s. Quote, "On the cosmic scale of things," Holt says, "that was a near call. If Asclepius were to collide with Earth, the devastation would be equivalent to a 600 megaton atomic bomb. To put that into perspective, the Hiroshima bomb released only 15 kilotons of energy. Number 7. Solar flare, 2012. In 2012, the world was meant to end. Perhaps this is what they meant. The sun endured a major solar storm in July of that year. It was the most violent storm in almost a century, and it produced a phenomenon known as a coronal mass ejection. This is known as a CME, and it is essentially a massive beam of magnetic plasma. On July 23, 2012, the sun sent a CME right towards Earth's orbit, but Earth had already traveled through that precise area of space just 1 week before. If Earth had been hit, there would have been a catastrophic blackout, and we would have been relegated to the Dark Ages. According to some estimates, repairing the damage would have taken years and about $2 trillion. Number 6. The Chicxulub impact, 66 million BCE. This asteroid was powerful enough to wipe out the dinosaurs. If we had been on Earth at that time, it would have easily wiped us out as well. As everyone knows, an asteroid blasted onto Earth 66 million years ago, eradicating the dinosaurs. With a force of 900 billion atomic bombs, the enormous asteroid impacted off the coast of modern-day Mexico. Yes, 900 billion atomic bombs. The collision altered the Earth's climate, culminating in a nuclear winter that wiped out 3/4 of all life. This emphasizes the precarious nature of life. A massive asteroid with the force of 900 billion Hiroshimas can destroy us all at any time. Number 5. The Bonilla Comet, 1883. On August 12, 1883, while viewing the Sun, Mexican astronomer Jose Bonilla saw something unusual. According to him, hundreds of black objects began to cross in front of the star, and he was able to picture a couple of them. Unfortunately, the astronomical community dismissed these mysterious objects as simple birds. But were they really? The National Autonomous University of Mexico proposed in 2011 that the objects could have been comet remnants. They believe that around 3,000 particles traveled past Earth in 2 days, with some coming within 400 miles. According to astronomer Hector Mentarola, if this debris had collided with Earth, it would have resulted in an extinction-level event, and they assumed it was just geese. Number 4. The Windscale Fire, 1957. The Windscale catastrophe is Chernobyl for England. Windscale in England experienced a fire on October 10, 1957, which resulted in significant radioactive fallout being released into the atmosphere. Iodine-131, which causes cancer, was widely disseminated throughout the United Kingdom over the 3 days that the fire burned. Similar to Chernobyl, the British government made enormous efforts to conceal and minimize this incident. Some things remain the same. At the time, Windscale was regarded as the most serious nuclear accident in history and was directly responsible for hundreds of cancer-related fatalities. Luckily, the fire was brought out before it could release additional dangerous radiation into the environment. Number 3. Soviet Nuclear False Alarm Incident, 1983. Stanislav Petrov is the only guy to whom we owe the world. On September 26, 1983, the infamous false alarm incident took place. The Soviet Air Defense Force's early warning system was triggered, alerting them that 5 American missiles were moving in their direction. Petrov had to choose whether to tell High Command and launch a counterattack or to defy orders, do nothing, and cross his fingers that his suspicions were accurate. We know what he did because we are still here. It turned out that the warning system had malfunctioned and had falsely indicated the presence of American missiles when none actually existed. In essence, one man with the iron nerves of a deity stopped a nuclear war. Number 2. The Cuban Missile Crisis, 1962. The closest the Earth has ever come to nuclear war was in October of 1962. Around the world, ballistic missiles were discovered, and the United States even installed ones in Turkey and Italy. The Soviet Union responded by firing rockets from Cuba against the United States. President Kennedy was compelled to establish the Executive Committee of the National Security Council because both nations expected nuclear war. They advised Kennedy to march into Cuba and declare war, but he chose a more diplomatic course of action. Cuba was placed under quarantine, and he insisted that its nuclear missiles be destroyed. America and the Soviet Union eventually came to an agreement whereby each nation would remove its missiles after some tough negotiations. Kennedy essentially saved the world by opting not to invade Cuba. Number 1. Comet Hyakutake, 1996. The bluish-green light of the Great Comet of 1996 was visible to the unaided eye and was viewed by people all across the world. It came so close to Earth that it almost completely wiped us off. On January 31st, the comet was formally identified. By March, it was visible to the unaided eye. The comet passed roughly 9 million miles away from Earth, so it was nowhere near us in terms of distance. The moon is just approximately 240,000 miles away in contrast. On a cosmic scale, though, this was essentially next door. It was one of the comets that passed Earth at its closest distance in more than 200 years. Thank you guys for watching. Let us know your opinion in the comments section below. This was all for today. I hope you liked the video. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Stay safe, and we will be back soon with another video.